Parents of high achieving ninth and 10th graders who are achieving straight A's, and you're looking for what's going to change your students' trajectory as they look beyond their grades, and as you notice that those writing skills are not where they need to be. They can't express themselves very warmly, they can't express themselves with rhythm and sentence fluency and in a kind of way that's engaging to the reader. And you know, because many of you have told me, many parents just like yourself have told me, we don't know what's missing, but we know something is missing. Their writing skill and their reading skill and their communication skill is not where it needs to be. Anybody can get the A. I got A's in college, almost straight A's. Did I understand statistics? Of course not. Okay, these are important skills. So I want to talk with you today about something you may not have thought about. And guess what? Some of you high status parents, yes, you're doctors, you own practices, you're lawyers, you're business owners, okay? You are leaders in industry, you're CEOs. And you've long known that the environment and your peers and your network are a big part of your success. It's not so much about figuring it out as much as it is a team. Now, stay with me on this because I'm giving you secrets here. Okay, I worked really hard in high school, got accepted to the nation's top college, didn't go. Why? I didn't have the confidence because I knew I didn't have the native skill. You see, I won an English award, I won a scholarship even to UC Berkeley, but I didn't have the confidence. I identified for myself what a lot of you parents are telling me about your 9th and 10th graders. Are you with me right now? Okay. So what's the point? The point is, let's use this concept of community to tackle this issue, because it's not about remediation. I'm not talking to B students. I'm talking to A+ students. You know you're at the top of your class and something's missing, right? You know that schools are not teaching explicitly these particular academic reading, discussion, thinking, and writing skills. That's why students come to me. Now, what I do is I'll tell you a bit of my story. Yes, I struggled with writing, but I became a popular local author on public radio, local papers. I wrote an academic paper that was nominated for the Dean's Award, which is the best paper in the university by the nation's top-rated professor, okay? Dr. Michael Flockman, who was the Shakespeare expert for the Utah Shakespeare Festival. And it takes a village. Ever heard that before? It takes a community. Ever heard that before? Working smarter, not harder? Well, yeah. He invited me over his house because he said, this is a master's level paper. And this, I think, is the best paper in this university. Okay. So he told me how to fix this part, what to say here, how to make those transitions, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to bore you with all the details. The point is, I used to do one-on-one tutoring, trying to help students with some of the same issues that I had so they wouldn't have to go through them. All fine and dandy. Been a teacher since 2008. But guess what? I don't do one-on-one tutoring anymore. You know why? Not because it's not smart in terms of how much time I have. That too. It's that your environment, your peers, and the level of excellence that a person like me, that I create with a small group of students that I can give individualized feedback to and give specific custom-made assignments to, but yet bring into a group where everybody's working together, everybody's pushing themselves to a higher level, and the best writer in the group, of course, has to be the teacher, otherwise you shouldn't be teaching, right? And I'm not just a teacher, I'm a doer. So now you're thinking, wait a minute, Shah, you're all over the place. You're talking about networking, you're talking about tutoring. Stay with me. The point I'm making is very simple, and it's this. Our students need a community because schools don't explicitly teach how to apply the idea of how evolved my ideas are as I discuss, as I read, so that I have something to say. They're very good at giving you the templates. Okay, this is how you write. Thesis here, main body paragraph there, hook, background, thesis, subtopics, and on and on and on and on and on. But why are students not getting it? So students are telling me that, for example, they hated poetry up until their senior year when they came to my class, because the way I teach poetry, the system that I use, including classroom discussion, different ways of reading. Okay, I'm not going to give my secrets away here. It would bore you, but you would say, whoa. So a student of mine fell in love with poetry after 12 years of not liking it. And that's because finally we unlocked how to read. And every kind of literature has its own way of reading. Satire, the Iliad and the Odyssey, Shakespeare, right? Different ways of reading, and this is part of the key. So what's the takeaway for you? What am I trying to say? What should you do? Well, it's simple. Starting a new group here in the fall, 16 weeks, okay? If you want to try this out for a month, try this out for a week, look elsewhere. If you're looking for cheap tutoring because you want to hire some college student that graduated from Berkeley with a 4.8 GPA, have at it, go do it. But if you want to be in a group that raises itself with the multiplication factor of all the strengths in the room, including my own strength, to see your child grow so that they can not only take honors and advanced placement in college courses, but they can thrive and be the best in their class. Okay? Remember, it's not about remediation. It's about there is no limit to excellence, right? Okay, so a lot of you parents who have high work ethics and you are tops in your field, why can't your student be tops as a communicator? So let's go back to how I started this whole message. The network that you used when you went to Harvard, Stanford, Berkeley, right? That helped you to transition into industry, medicine, and so on and so forth. It's the same principle that I use in my very category of one, tutoring. I use the same principles. And I also gauge growth. I make sure that the students are progressing. So I measure their growth. We start off where they need to be, where they are, and how to get there. Okay? So comment below if you want my academic guide with hidden factors on how students can increase their academic writing using some of these hidden factors, or ask for a 2-minute conversation via chat, phone, messenger, etc., to see if your child may possibly be in alignment with how I actually help students, right? I don't take all students. They have to meet certain criteria, okay? And I'll meet with you. And potentially I'll invite you to a free consultation where I'll give you some of the tools. And I will actually tell you where your child needs to focus their efforts. Whether or not we work together, that's a separate issue right there, okay? And so do reach out, and look forward to meeting with some of you guys online, with your student, with your spouse, and getting on this together and drilling down deep into real issues of why your student is not succeeding. Those conversations are sometimes uncomfortable. So if you're not ready for us to delve into the deeper issues of what's happening between the assignment and the grade and beyond to what the actual demands are from college, from the AP, from the SAT, from the professional world, then don't reach out. But I'm an interventionist. So a lot of this has to do with mindset. Okay? All right. See you soon.